What will you be teaching your first week of school this year? If you want some cool ideas, or if you're stuck with what you want to do your first week of middle school ELA or writing classroom, then stick around because I've got you covered with 3 ideas and even a bonus idea if you stay till the end. Hey there, I'm Kathy Harsh and welcome to Teach to Write for Middle School. I'm a writing teacher and coach, and I help you teach writing to your middle school writers and help you save time along the way, all while still keeping your sanity and your weekends. If you're new here, hi, I'm so glad you're here. If you've come back and this is another video that you're watching of mine, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. So today I've got 3 ideas to share with you about how I'm starting my first week back to school. Now, as I'm filming this, it's mid-July, and I want to have my first 2 weeks planned enough that I'm not scrambling during teacher planning week, because my teacher planning week starts first week of August when I'm going to have a bunch of meetings, and I really want to see my friends that I have not seen since March 2020. Because of the pandemic, I taught from home. I also need to set up my classroom. So I'm in that planning mode right now, and I thought we could chat about how we'll start off the first week with our student writers. Deal? Please make sure to leave some comments down below about your first week ideas. I'd love to hear them, and I'd love for you to help build my community here and share ideas with each other so that we all can benefit from them as well. Those 3 things that I want to focus on this very first week are kind of all interrelated with one another. And the 4th thing is too, these I'm going to go through pretty quickly, and then I'm going to talk about my daily writing plans, and I want to show you those because this is a plan with me video. So I wanted to show you my actual plans. For me, the most important thing in that first week, over everything else, over any of the content I teach, over any of the procedures that I teach, over everything, is focusing on building student-teacher rapport, student relationships, connecting with kids. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to have some ambient music going on in the background. I'm going to dim the lights. I'm going to have a message up on the board. It's going to be something about what they're going to be writing about. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So focusing on building student relationships. I want to make those writers feel welcome. And I want to get them comfortable with sharing with each other. And that comes later on in the period when I have to kind of probably boost the lights back up again, so they can actually see to catch the ball during the name game that I plan. All right, so let's get into my actual daily plans. I promised that this would be a plan with me video, so even though I've mentioned 3 things that I plan on doing my first week, I want to show you what my plans actually are. These are my daily plans. On a separate calendar, I also have my unit or weekly plans. There's not enough space on those calendars because they are, the whole month. And I wanted to be able to break down everything that I'm doing in the different times of each day. So August 2021, week 1, I've broken it down into bell ringer, mini lesson, writing workshop 1 and 2, review and share, and then cleanup procedure. Now we start back on a Tuesday, so that's why my calendar starts with a Tuesday. I know that I want students to start writing right away. I want to start in with a writing workshop right away. It's something that's suggested by Kelly Gallagher and Penny Kittle in 180 Days. These 2 teachers, they're high school teachers, but what they have to say about teaching and engaging and empowering students is just phenomenal. Getting back to my writing workshop daily plan, I want to make sure that I start off with a writing workshop right away. So they get the bell ringer first. The bell ringer is going to be a question that they're going to find on the letter from me to them that they're going to have to answer back to me when they write a letter back to me in their first assignment. That's coming up in my next video about my best first writing assignment. So I'll give you more details about that in that video. but I'm just showing you here what I'm using as a bell ringer. My mini lesson. That's what's going to happen next after they write about what I want them to know about me as a person. I'm going to talk to them about the Writers Give Me 5 procedure. I'm going to hand out my letter to my students. I'm going to let them read it to themselves, and then I'm going to read it aloud. We'll have a discussion about what they noticed in the letter, and then they're going to revise their bell ringer paragraph. And I am going to focus on that first paragraph where I talk to them about what I want them to know about me as a person. So when they revise, I want them to kind of focus in on that. Then we're going to play a name game, and then the procedures and my one rule, which is respect. Everyone respects everyone in the classroom. It's a big rule. I put it up on my bulletin board. Pretty much takes up the whole bulletin board. It's what I've used for the last 3 to 4 years, and it has been successful. So that's why I use it. And then I teach the cleanup procedure. So I teach the procedures as I need them. On Wednesday, they're going to answer the second question during the bell ringer. And then I'm going to review the class procedures from the day before, and I'm going to discuss some more of the letter from paragraph 2. Then they're going to revise. We're going to play a name game, and then we're going to review the procedures and then review practice cleanup procedure. On Thursday, pretty much the same thing. My mini lesson is going to be talking about how writing workshop works and the importance of respect. I am thinking of changing it up a little bit with my writing workshop activity 2. I'm thinking of doing an icebreaker activity. I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to do. I have a couple of ideas. There's one that was 2 truths and a dream, which I thought was pretty cool, where they write down 2 truths about themselves, and then they write down something they wish would happen, like they dream would happen, but hasn't happened yet. But I thought that was interesting. It's kind of a good twist on it, especially since they may have already had the 2 truths and a lie before. It's a very common icebreaker. So I thought, hey, that's a cool way to just change things up. And then I was thinking about doing a Kahoot procedures review. We'll see. I haven't decided yet whether I want to do that or not. And then I'm going to review and practice the cleanup. Day 4, we're going to finish up with the final question in their bell ringer. Then I'm going to go over letter writing format. I'm going to talk about the letter again, show them the letter again, and then they're going to revise their bell ringer. We're going to have another icebreaker activity, or possibly name game with a twist, procedures, and then review and practice cleanup. Notice how much we're reviewing. I'm doing a lot of review for procedures. I want to make sure that my writers know exactly what I want from them behavior-wise, because if I front load my class with this at the beginning of the year and set the class norms, my writers will understand exactly what to do. They will understand exactly what I expect. There are going to be times where behavioral issues will come up. I realize that we all have our good days and our bad days, and we all have different personalities. We all have ways of dealing with stressors in our lives. Things are going to come up, and I know that. But we'll all be better prepared to handle that if we're all kind to each other, we're all respecting each other, and we're all working together. If they can continue on working and knowing my procedure and going on to the next thing while I talk to a student and help them through a hard time that they're going through, then, I've done my job in teaching them how to continue on with class without me. All right. Writing workshop daily plans, August 2021, week 2. This is a little bit different because we're starting to get into using our journals. And I just had a video about writing journals that I dropped on Friday. So if you haven't seen that yet, go and check that out. I want students to bring in a composition book or a spiral notebook, something that they can write daily in that's only for my class, that they're not sharing with another class, because we're going to use that a lot. We're going to set up the cover page. I usually just have them write their name in big letters on it and then the date. You can get really fancy with this if you want to and have them put stickers and stuff like that on it. That's up to you, but I just have them put their name inside. And then mini lesson is why writers use writing journals. So I want to talk to them about how important their journal is, how important it's going to be to their grade, that I'm going to be checking them and stuff like that. And then we're going to use a name game to review, possibly that or maybe procedures. And then we're going to finish setting up our journal with a table of contents, and I've got some things I want them to tape inside, like the computer login and the sensory word list booklet that I have. By the way, that's available in my TPT store, and it's set up with all the 5 senses. I'll be talking about that more in a future video because my students are going to be needing to use sensory words in their descriptions because we're going into description. That's going to be one of our first real units that we dig into. Then I want them to learn how to log into the computer and look at Canvas, kind of look around, and then I'm going to teach them how to log out, and then we're going to review and practice cleanup procedure. On Tuesday, they're going to do some kind of reaction to an inspiring quote or meme about writing that will segue somehow into the mini lesson. I haven't decided yet what I'm using. Perhaps I'll share that with you on Instagram if you go over and look at it there at Teach to Write. I haven't decided yet what I'm using for that. Then I'm going to do a lesson on accessing assignments in Canvas and a first assignment walkthrough. They're going to start working on their letter, and then I'm going to teach them how to save it, review the logout procedure, and then review the cleanup. On Wednesday, same, we're doing some writing. In this particular case, I'm going to have them take notes on the letter writing format. I just really want to cement it in their head that there is a format, a specific format to letter writing. I'm also going to tie it into email. First assignment in Canvas, we're going to keep working on that. I'm going to review different logout procedures and saving and cleaning up. Then Thursday, I'm going to have them write about when I write I struggle with, have them think about that and write about that. And then I'm going to do a mini lesson on how to edit their letters. We're going to continue writing in Canvas their letter. Now, when I say Canvas, it's going to be in a Word program, but they access it through Canvas in our Canvas LMS system. So they are using Word as a word processing system, but they access it through Canvas. Then I'm going to review how to save, how to log out, how to practice cleanup. And then on Friday, our bell ringer is when I write I like to, and then they continue on with that. I'll probably have them share it maybe with a partner or something, and then we're going to use the rubric to make sure all items are included in their assignment. I'm going to talk to them about their rubric. I'm going to have them check their assignments for those things that are on the rubric, and that's due by the end of the class period. I also might teach them something about what to do when you're finished with an assignment that everybody's working on, like what you can do next, such as reading, or they can work on their own personal writing. Then they're going to learn how to submit assignments, and then we review logout procedure and then review the practice and cleanup procedure. So those are my first 2 weeks. Now, I promised you a bonus idea, but before I give you that, I just wanted to let you know about my 5-day challenge for transforming your ELA course into a brilliant, engaging writing workshop. It's totally free. There's a link in the description box below, and when you sign up, you'll get a welcome email that explains this free challenge. I'll be teaching you 5 systems that will save you time in setting up your middle school writing workshop. Each day opens a new challenge and a new system to set up to make your school life easier and less stressful, and your home life free from school stuff, hopefully, as much as possible. Now, before I say anything more, I have to tell you that I call my students writers from day one. My call to attention when I want them to stop and listen is writers give me 5. I explained this on my first day to them, that they are not just students in my classroom, but they are writers with imagination and purpose who deserve respect and a voice. And I will try my best to help them improve their writing skills. You'd be amazed at how many middle schoolers love being referred to as writers because they think of people like J.K. Rowling and Suzanne Collins and Jason Reynolds, Angie Thomas. There's so many different writers that they've been exposed to over the years. This gives them that feeling of being respected just beyond being students in a classroom that I teach. So this philosophy is behind everything that we do from day one, and that is my 4th bonus idea or kind of a tip, is to call them writers from day one and tell them why. Tell them why you care about them, their literacy, and their ability to communicate both in writing and in reading, and how important that is. So please like, subscribe, and share, and pick up that free 5-day challenge in the link below. Have a great time with your writers during your first week. I'll see you next Monday, where I'll be sharing my best first writing assignment with you. Happy writing!